What's up, guys? This is Chris from DraftDashboard.com. Here are my DFS picks for NBA playoffs, Friday, April 19th. These picks apply for DraftKings and FanDuel. Before I get started, please drop a like on this video and hit that red subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you don't miss our new videos. In this video, I'm going to go over my top picks for today's NBA slate. And if you stick around to the very end of this video, we'll use the Draft Dashboard tools to make a DFS lineup using the picks we just made. Okay, who do we have at the point guard position? Of course, Russell Westbrook, Damian Lillard, Kyrie Irving, all good plays today. But I like Darren Collison from the Indiana Pacers playing the Boston Celtics, who've got a really good defense. And Darren Collison has scored 19 and 13 fantasy points in the first two games, averaging 27.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 28 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. Darren Collison is $4,600 DraftKings salary. He's $100 less on FanDuel, so I love that price on both sites. Projected at 26.6 fantasy points here tonight, that's 5.8 times value. So Darren Collison has been really bad in the playoffs. His ownership is going to be low, his price is way down, and he's got the possibility to be the best value point guard on the slate. He only needs 26.6 fantasy points. I think he can get it done tonight. This is a home game, a fast-paced game. I love Darren Collison here versus the Boston Celtics. So our DFS tools for MLB Baseball are now live and working. You can click on the MLB tab to change sports and check the tools out for baseball. They're really helpful. They're going to save you guys a ton of research time. Remember, we added projected ownership, and that will be updating throughout the day as injury news changes. We also added the fantasy points per minute stat here for each player. And we also added a stat that's new to the industry. We call it the hit percentage, and it's the percent chance this player has to hit value at his current DFS salary. And you can access all these new stats even on mobile devices by tapping the dash rank icon. Okay, who do we have at the shooting guard position? I like Fred VanVleet from the Toronto Raptors playing the Orlando Magic, who have a really good defense overall. They're about middle of the pack defending opposing shooting guards. Fred VanVleet has scored 10 and 19 fantasy points in the first two games of the playoffs, averaging 24.1 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 28 minutes per game with an 18% usage rate. Fred VanVleet is $4,300 DraftKings salary. He's $100 less on FanDuel, projected at 23 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.4 times value. This is another guy who's been underperforming, who I think can go out there and have a 25-point game and smash value for this price tag. There's an implied total at 210 points in this game. He's still playing 21 to 26 minutes. He should be able to get there. So I like Fred VanVleet here versus the Orlando Magic. Real quick, guys, I got great news. For a limited time, we're offering a full 30-day trial to Draft Dashboard. You can try all of our DFS tools for all sports. You can try the position optimizer where you can see the top players ranked for each position. And we added a new player trends tool where you can see the top salary differences between FanDuel and DraftKings. It's a really good tool to help you pick out value for the site that you're playing on. Oh, and if you're tired of doing research every day, we just added a cheat sheet that shows hand-picked plays for the slate. No confusing stat lines, no headaches, just a simple cheat sheet that shows the absolute best players for your lineups. Okay, who do we have at the small forward position? I like Paul George from the Oklahoma City Thunder playing the Portland Trailblazers, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they give up the fourth most fantasy points to opposing small forwards. Paul George has scored 42 and 48 fantasy points in the first two games of the playoffs, averaging 50.8 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 37 minutes per game with a 30% usage rate. Paul George is $8,700 DraftKings salary. He's $1,700 more on FanDuel, so I love that DraftKings price. Projected at 50.4 fantasy points here tonight, that's 5.8 times value. This is a home game, a fast-paced game. The Oklahoma City Thunder need this win. There's an implied total of 221.5 points in this game, Paul George on DraftKings is probably my favorite play of the slate, so I love Paul George here versus the Portland Trailblazers. Before I continue with the picks, I'm excited today because we added a new contest for everyone watching. If you want to enter the drawing for $100 PayPal, all you need to do is like this video, hit that subscribe button, and make a quick comment below to be entered into the drawing. We'll reply to a random comment and let you know that you won, and then we'll send you $100 PayPal. So it's that easy, and we pick a new winner every Saturday and announce them in our video. So get your comment in now so I can add another entry for you. Okay, let's take a look at the power forward position. I like Aaron Gordon from the Orlando Magic playing the Toronto Raptors, who have a middle-of-the-pack defense overall, and they're pretty good defending opposing power forwards. Aaron Gordon has scored 32 and 35 fantasy points in the first 2 games of the playoffs. Aaron Gordon has scored 32 and 35 fantasy points in the first 2 games of the playoffs, averaging 33.7 fantasy points per game on the season, in an average of 34 minutes per game with a 22% usage rate. Aaron Gordon is $6,200 DraftKings salary. He's $500 more on FanDuel, projected at 34.4 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.5 times value. There's an implied total of 210 points in this game. This is a home game, a fast-paced game. Aaron Gordon's been really consistent. He's been out there 32, 33 minutes, and those are safe minutes. He's going to be out there, and those are safe minutes. He should be out there blowout or not. So I like Aaron Gordon here versus the Toronto Raptors. Okay, moving on to the center position. No smash plays at center on the slate here, so I like going mid-range. I like Marc Gasol from the Toronto Raptors playing the Orlando Magic. The Magic have a good defense overall, and they're pretty good against opposing centers. Marc Gasol has scored 30 and 28 fantasy points in the first 2 games of the playoffs, averaging 34.4 fantasy points per game on the season in an average of 31 minutes per game with a 20% usage rate. Marc Gasol is $5,500 DraftKings salary. He's $700 more on FanDuel, projected at 32.1 fantasy points here tonight. That's 5.8 times value. Marc Gasol can get there. He's got 40-point upside if he's going to be out there for 30 minutes. There's an implied total of 210 points in this game. The other center I like is Enes Kanter. I think he bounces back from a poor performance last game. Oh, and don't forget about Steven Adams. Thinking about this a little more, I actually might like Steven Adams a bit better than Marc Gasol. Steven Adams is only $5,900 DraftKings salary. He's $1,000 more on FanDuel. So I don't mind paying up a little more for Steven Adams, who's in a better matchup, and that's a game they need to win, so there's more urgency there. Less chance that Adams' minutes will be nerfed. So I like Steven Adams here versus the Portland Trailblazers. If you want to try all these daily fantasy tools for yourself, click the link in the description below this video or just go to draftdashboard.com. You can use our DFS lineup optimizer to build quality lineups using our picks and your own custom player pool. Click the link in the description below this video and try all these daily fantasy tools right now. Thanks so much for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit that bell icon so you can get instant updates whenever we post a new video. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please smiggity smash that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Oh, and please comment below with your favorite player for this NBA slate. I love to hear what you guys have to think. Thanks again, and good luck.